I think other Caymanians living overseas should definitely get involved in the Cayman Connection. I think, like I said before, somebody will always be there to talk to if you're in need, and to know that other people are in similar situations as you is really helpful as well.
I look forward to being involved with the Cayman Connection community, and I think it's important to have a space, that allows Caymanians overseas to connect and support one another, especially since we're so far away from home.
You reach out to your friends, your family, so lots of phone calls, lots of talking, and you just make some friends, and you get through it. So it's I guess that's where it's important to realize your community and your connections. They can sort of give you your strength to persevere through.
Well, what's interesting about this award is I'm not an educator. I'm not in the classroom in front of students, but I am an administrator of education. I impact the lives of students every day in the work that I do, but they don't know that.
I would encourage students who are Caymanian studying overseas to actively get involved with Cayman Connection. This is not passive engagement, it's active engagement, because I think that Cayman Connection gives Caymanians that engage with their programs a real advantage. It helps them to build social capital, it helps them to build resilience and independence. And I think that those things can really help give you the building blocks to form a successful career.
In many ways, doing some of the work that Cayman Connection now does. And they were, a great support to me at that time, introducing me to people that would be very helpful to my research. And also they invited me to come along with them to a European Commission meeting in Brussels, which was really great exposure for me at the time. And so I'm really pleased to see the growth of Cayman Connection, because although my time as a student was kind of before Cayman Connection was really formed, I certainly saw the need for that sort of support for students and others who are living abroad.
So just keeping people aware of who we are, what we do, and also for the younger pilots and the aspiring pilots back in Cayman, just helping them the best that I can when they're making decisions about their career, when they come and approach me, helping them get out here if they want to and stuff. That's my version of Cayman that I've been using since I've been over here and throughout my career.
Cayman Connection had virtual yard meetings for people to get together, to commune, to laugh in spite of it all. And yes, it's a really special community organization. And when I tell people about Cayman Connection who are not Caymanians, they're really impressed and sort of taken aback by the fact that we are such a small community in a sense, but yet we do these big things, and that there is this network that supports one another, whether it's on WhatsApp or in a virtual yard meeting or through award schemes like Making Waves. So thankfully, we have an organization like this for Caymanians overseas, and it is a blessing in those times of vulnerability.
But I was raised in a house where she was talking about healthcare and teaching anatomy and things like that. And at night, I remember her reading Dr. Ben Carson's books, Think Big and Gifted Hands and things like that. And that was what we went to sleep listening to, right?
I think when I started to realize there was a much bigger issue was as I moved along in my career in education, I met more and more people who had deep social networks in the UK or in the US that I realized that I did not have because I was not in Cayman anymore. And learning how to cope with that and build your own social network overseas was how I learned to cope with that. And I learned that it was probably the most fundamental challenge, because when you're in Cayman, if there's something you want to do, even if you don't know the person, you know someone who knows that person. It's a very, very small place.
Having that person, that Caymanian, that fellow Caymanian, that you can connect with. Like I said, just getting on the video calls and just 10 of us and you just hear all the Cayman accents, it's like you're back home, even though it's all on video. But that in itself is therapy, especially when you're homesick. That used to help me a lot when I was feeling homesick.